How's everybody today? Pete here at Spawn Fly Fish, ready for another fly tying tutorial. It's warming up out there. Water's getting low in a lot of spots, so it's time to think smaller bugs, and namely trout was what we're thinking today. But we're going to tie a really fun variant on a classic, the Copper John, but we're going to make it our own and add a little twist. So grab your vise, grab your tools. Let's have some fun. Let's start off with the beautiful hook in this vise today, the Ahrex FW541. And this is a size 12. For the bead, I've got a Dazzle brass bead from Hareline. This is a 7/64 inch, and it is the Mottled olive. Let me get some lead free, and this is 0.015. I'm going to do 7 wraps here. And again, this is more to hold the bead in place than it is for weight on a fly. If you're going to weight a fly, that bead is going to get it done. Your weighted wire wraps really don't add very much as far as getting that fly down, but they do sure help hold that bead in place. Super important. Just rounding off the cut edges there. Sorry to leave the screen for a second. And then we just slide that wire right into the cavity of that bead. We're going to get some 8/0 olive thread going. So we do want a little smaller thread here today. You can do this with 6/0 for sure. It's just you do really need to be mindful once you're at the head finishing this fly that it doesn't bulk up too much on you. So if you don't want to do that, you just want to avoid the hassle, 8/0 or 70 denier would be the answer. I'm just going to cover these weighted wire wraps now with some thread, and then we'll move on. As some of you know, Josh recently went and fished in Eastern Oregon. Had the chance to fish for some rainbows, and that requires having some smaller nymph type bugs. And so for me, it was fun to tie up some little nuggets of joy, if you will. Been a while since I really got into smaller bugs. Here we chase a lot of sea run cutthroat. They don't eat the nymphs as much as a rainbow trout, but every once in a while find an excuse to tie small bugs. All right, we're going to do a unique tail here. It's going to be a shuck as much as it is a tail. And this variant that I talked about for this Copper John variant is going to just use CDC. So we're going to have the wire body like normal, but the tail or shuck as well as the wings are going to be a CDC. So for this, I've got some wood duck gold, and all I'm going to do is look for where the fibers, get pretty uniform on both sides as far as long enough. And whatever that might be for you, for me, it's going to be, I'd say from here down is what I'm looking for. So the rest of that tip of that feather, I'm just going to eliminate it. And the reason being, we're gonna tie this in like so, but we're going to bring all those fibers down. So what you'll get is the longer fibers start to create that shuck for you. And I'm just, real simple, I'm gonna measure where that quill ends, sort of give one pinch here, get a couple wraps started. And now I can adjust and slide that quill ever so gently so that I make sure there's no quill sticking out past where I left that little indicator with my thread. If I do that right, what we'll be left with is simply the fibers, but we don't have to peel it, and it'll give a much stronger tie-in, if you will. So as more fish eat this bug, we want to make this thing last as much as possible. Right, that's the tough part about fishing smaller bugs, little nymphs and all that is, one, you tend to lose them because they're small. They find rocks, they find logs, maybe every once in a while on their back cast they find a tree or bush. And so as far as what we can do, we can make it as strong as possible so that if for some reason, yes, I'm trimming this so that most of these unruly or long ones are pretty tamed up. Just want this shuck to be roughly, body length, nothing crazy. But anyway, as far as building a strong fly, if a fish can destroy a fly, that's great. That means it stayed in the water, in the zone, all that good stuff. But I don't want it to be just 2 fish and then there goes my fly. I want to always be conscious of building the strongest possible bug. So let's talk about CDC, why the CDC versus, let's say, rubber legs or any of that. And they're all great. I've fished that version, tied a lot too. But recently talking with a really good customer and the use of CDC in my nymphs, and I'm absolutely obsessed with any material that will hold little bits of air, right? So CDC, once it's underwater, it will accumulate these little air bubbles on the barbules. And so the tailing shuck here is going to have these little barbules or air pockets, and so will the wing. And as far as fishing emergers, if you're on the water and you see emergers, man, without fishing right below the surface, add this under your dry fly and watch them eat. I'm going to get some wire tied in now. I've got 3 wires. I don't know how well you can see that, but I've got black, olive, and golden olive. And these are all size Brassie. Just going to tie them in right there where the end of the weighted wire wraps are, and securely tie that all the way back down to our tail. And then we'll work our thread all the way back up. If you've tied a copper John or anything similar to it before, you know that these bugs are very, very durable, and that's part of the charm. You can get as wild and crazy as you want with this patterning. So of course you could do this with a single wire, you could use 2 wires. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the 3 wire thing. First, I think it's easier to wrap, but also you can create such an incredible segmentation in that wire, you know, depending on what colors you choose. And so for me, it just makes me happy on the vise. I think they look great in the box. Really love wire bodies. All right, so that's all we need. Not too shabby. Just really secure those wires down. I'll get a couple in front here, and now I can just trim out very carefully. Don't want a lot of bounce when we cut that. As you can see, pretty snazzy so far. Again, I'm just a sucker for that wire body look. Now let's wrap down all those trimmed ends. And I'm going to give myself, again, an indicator with my thread as far as how far back I want this thoracic section to go. And that should do it. Not quite half, but very close to half. And the beauty of this hook, this 541 from Ahrex, is it's got a lot of shank room. And what I mean by that is if I want to tie, so like to me, this is not a full size 12 body that I've put on a size 12 hook. It's more like a 14 to maybe just slightly bigger than a 14. And yet it keeps the profile smaller while offering a decent sized gap in that hook gap, right? So if I go to the 14, same size bead, I eliminate just a little bit of that hook gap, and I really want that point to do what it's supposed to do, namely pierce a fish's lip. So I've got 3 strands now of holographic gold Flashabou, not saltwater or anything like that, just standard holographic gold Flashabou. I want these to sit kind of in one little rope, if you will, and then I can get that out of my way. Just use the handle on my vise as a little keeper for now. Trim out that excess. Now let's get into the wing case itself. And for that, I'm using some thin skin. This is the Gator thin skin, just black clear. And any thin skin would work. Pheasant tail would work, whatever your wing case of choice might be. If there's a word of caution, it is make sure this is directly on top of the shank, running straight back from that hook eye. That's what you're going to use as your gauge to make sure this thing is staying straight and true. And again, make sure whatever distance you took the flash, you want to come back at least on top of that, mash it down. So now you see we stopped just shy of half. We're getting closer to about half of that body length now for our thorax, and that's okay. We're not going to cry over 1/10 of a millimeter, not even close. So now this is going to become our wing, but I'm going to tie it in now, and you'll see why. And for this one, I've trimmed out the tip here, more of I guess a traditional style trim. And I'm going to lay this down so that the concave side faces up like so. And then where the fibers start will just be where our last thread wraps were for that thin skin. And again, keep it just as dead center as you can. And start that again. If you don't like it, undo those thread wraps. Try it again. There we go. That's better. Be picky. This is the time. So go ahead. Be picky. Not many things in life we get to be super picky about. Tying your own flies? Oh boy, you get to be picky. May as well take advantage. Trim out that tip. We're good on that. And now just one more thing to tie in. Of course, we're going to use some dubbing now. We're going to dub from front to back and then back over itself. So we don't want a really super big thorax. Sometimes, you know, I see this in smaller flies. It's too pronounced, I think. We just need a darker region and not a huge bump, right? Just a little bit of an indicator that there's still something trapped in there, namely legs or wings that haven't popped out yet. And we don't need a bunch. Just a very nice tight dub noodle. And for this one, I'm using the Spawn's Unreal Peacock Black. Just deadly for trout. And we're just going to work our way back. So you can see even with a very thin dub noodle, it's going to bulk up pretty quickly. So you don't need a lot of dubbing is what I'm getting at. Just a little bit will do. There's our super buggy thorax. So now let's carefully, now all we have to do is bring that CDC feather over, and this is a medium gray done CDC. You could use black, brown, whatever, depends on a little bit on the body color you're trying to go for, and then just coax back however many fibers you want to trap in there for those wings. Let's see here. Let me get a couple wraps and we'll check. I think that's going to be just fine. If we end up having too many legs on one side or it just doesn't look right, we are going to trim that up and make it pretty after we're done. One more. Now I feel like I can cut the tag end out here without disturbing anybody. Now let's bring our thin skin over. Just make sure we keep it separated from where those fibers of the CDC are. Don't want to step on anybody's proverbial toes. Get a couple good tie downs with the thread there. And now let's follow it right down the center of that wing case with those 3 strands of Flashabou. Why 3 strands? If you use just 2 and they separate on you, it'll be noticeable. If you use 3 and they separate, for whatever reason, it tends to look more correct, easier to control, I think, if you have something to tug on and pull on. With 2 strands, it just gets lost on you, at least for my tying it does. So I just use 3. Off to the side it goes. And now let's grab our thin skin. I'm going to make 1 cut angled up around the bead, the back side of the bead I should say, and then do the same coming toward you. And now I've got a pretty clean cut section of that thin skin. I've got 1 long fiber of dub right there. We'll get rid of it. And now this is where, you know, using 8/0 or 70 denier, I think really shines. At this point, you can still see there's plenty of room for a nice whip finish. So let's get after it. We're just going to do 1 whip finish today. And we'll trim that thread out. So very quickly now, before we get into sealing all this good stuff, let's talk about the trimming, or if it's even necessary. So I'll try to show you. This is the length of these wings, right? I think the buggier the better, of course, but at some point we do have to look into our box and grab a fly And so at that point, I like to see it that the wings only come back at most halfway back on the tail. Otherwise, just leave them roughly, slightly further than the body, and it's going to look correct. If you really want to get crazy, and of course we do, we're going to come in with our bodkin and just grab some of that dubbing and just kind of pick at it. Nothing really ornate or specific, just a couple grabs, and now we have what I consider pretty realistic legs for a pupating nymph specifically, or an emerging nymph. And there we have it, super buggy, pretty easy. The beauty of this, you pick the colors you want and make it your own. I tie a lot of these in brown with a dark brass bead, all black, different things like that. The bottom line is they definitely get eaten, and eaten often. So let's now get into some Loon UV. The fly finish, this is the flow. So really thin stuff. And I'm just going to cover for now the thread wraps. So forgive me as I take this up to the top. Get all the way around. All those thread wraps get touched with this. And now I'm going to come over the top of our wing case. And I do like how the Flashabou tends to grab onto this. And then I'm going to come right here on the back side of that wing case and just give a little kiss on the top side of our wire wraps. And now I'm going to cure it. I know a lot of times I don't make you sit through this process, but there's a reason. I'm going to give you one of the secrets of why Black Peacock Unreal Dub works so well. See if it'll show up. You see that little bit of green popping in there? There's more inside of that dub, and if we were to pick it out a little bit more, you'd see it better. But that's from one of the materials in there that is simply the effect of one of the dyes that we use here, Spawn. And so it gives off that UV quality, that UV bounce of light. And boy, oh boy, the fish sure do find this bug in a hurry. And I think that adds to it. That visibility really helps. And not just murky water, even clear water. It just gives you that much more reach for the vision of your target species. And today, of course, we're considering trout. All right, so there's our first coat. Now for the second, I don't need to go all the way around the thread wraps. That stuff is great at soaking through very quickly. So the thread wraps are very secure. Again, this is a really small but very, very strong fly. So for my second edition of some flow here, just going once again right over our wing case and onto the top of our wire wraps there on the back. And it will give us that very pronounced bump for the thorax where the wing case is. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So there, now you've seen the UV torch in action here all the way through. And there you have it. That should be pretty good. Doesn't take very long to cure that flow. Super, super buggy nymph right there. Look at the split. So it looks like that wing case is cracking on you, which means that bug is emerging. And then again, these wings, all these fibers are going to grab onto a small bubble of air. Same with the tail. And so it's really going to look like it is pupating or emerging on you. And that's what drives fish bonkers. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, by all means, please hit that like button. Please hit follow or subscribe. And we will see you all on the water.